皆さん、Dave-san、元気ですか？はじめまして。ある日ね、鶏肉が道を取ろうと思って、どうしてだろう？向こう側に着くからでしょ？A joke about the chicken never seems to work. I guess I am a little confused sometimes having lived in Japan for so long. You know, one minute I'm thinking football, French fries, and fatsos, and the next minute I'm thinking sushi, sumo, and shiatsu. I guess I've just been working too hard recently. And, but there's nothing like going home to your family, cracking open a Corinne Ichiban lager beer, maybe putting a pot of green tea on the stove, and then kicking some 4-year-old ass. I completely dominated my son in Candyland last week. Oh, give it up, please. I got a lollipop and ice cream and the gingerbread man all in a row. Of course, you didn't know I stacked the cards a little bit. Well, the box says ages 2 to 6, so I figure I was at a disadvantage. My older son is very educated. He loves everything about outer space. Planets, black holes. Every time I bend over, he sticks his finger in my butt and says, Uranus. I told you he was educated. He's a good speller, too. But you're probably wondering, what's this Japan connection? You didn't talk about it very much. You know, this guy doesn't look like a Japanese American. Well, after college, I was working for a company, gave up life in a cubicle for a backpack and tent, and actually traveled around the world in search of exotic women. Ended up meeting this very nice Japanese family, very friendly, and they invited me for a homestay for 1 week. I ended up living with them for 9 years. They were very hospitable. Japan's really good stuff. Every morning I got really good stuff into the subway car by these little guys in white gloves with white gloves on. Anyway. They actually do stuff you into the subway limb by then in the morning. So after, yes. So what I looked at is I thought Japan was a really fast-paced life. But compared to family life, not at all. I don't know how you women do it. I mean, my wife and I get up in the morning. We get the kids ready, get them ready for school, take them, we work, we don't take them to work. They're not earning money. Go to work, come back, get them ready for bed. And by the end of the day, I feel like a deer caught in the headlights. But my wife, she keeps going. She's on the stool, dusting the top of the ceiling fan, on the internet, doing all these things right up until bedtime. And then it's oyasumi nasai, good night. And I said, well, wait a minute. And she's like, abstinence prevails, no more little samurai. Meanwhile, I'm like a samurai in heat, twiddling my thumbs, wondering when my sword's going to get sharpened. But what really gets to me, I want to ask you is, why are the Danes so damn happy? It's sort of sickening, right? They're actually rated #1 in the world for happiness. Crazy. I mean, I know they invented Legos, and Legos are really cool. And they have this amazing amusement park called Legoland, and it is my dream vacation. But they had something like 20 hours of darkness, during the winter. So I was trying to remember back to when I was there, and I remember amazing beds. Their beds are made of down pillows, down mattresses, down comforters. I mean, you practically feel like you're sleeping with a goose. So I was thinking, okay, 4 hours of daylight, playing with Legos all day, 20 hours of darkness, sleeping with a goose. said, wow, well, you're close, but not quite. So you have to think about the Danish national emblem, which is the Viking hat. It's really horny. And evidently, so are the Danes. The average Dane has sex, according to a survey, 7 times per week. Yes, folks, that's once a day, 365 days a year. Crazy. So maybe that is the secret to happiness. But what really throws me off are the Bhutanese, the second happiest people in the world. Maybe they're one horny Viking away from a tie. I don't know. But in Bhutan, they don't have any sex at all. So I'm trying to figure out happiness. It's somewhere between all the sex in the world and no sex at all. Go figure. Maybe it just comes down to, being an exhausted modern-day samurai, getting creamed in Candyland most of the time, taking an occasional trip to Japan, Denmark as much as possible, never to Bhutan. I don't take my wife to sex-free zones. And an occasional blast off to Uranus. Thank you.